Look at this. I found a cheat code. I found a cheat code. Honestly, I don't know if you guys heard, but I love business. But one of the most horrible businesses out there is going to be like airlines. Airlines lose money all the freaking time. And it's interesting to see like how they do business and the creative ways that they are trying to profit off of people. And not in a bad way. I really mean it in a good way because honestly, like the way this whole entire thing was like set up, I just wanted to talk about it because it was very, very interesting and to give my own two opinions of it because on YouTube, I was like going and looking and kind of trying to get someone's like honest opinion and whole experience of like what it is to buy this Frontier pass. So like there's a bunch of different airlines out there. Frontier is one of like the most domestic airlines here in the US, and they have like this plan, right? This plan called the Go, what's it called? Like it's called GoWild Pass. So you can go ahead and fly pretty much like last minute and go anywhere for like 16 bucks, 30 bucks for like these really cheap fares, which I'm like, oh my god, that's freaking crazy. Like, how the hell can you do that? But then again, not everyone books at the same time. Maybe it's like last minute. And that's the whole catch of the whole entire thing is like, okay, like if you're gonna go ahead and like get these flights, then you're gonna have to do it last minute within the last 24 hours to get the best deal because probably they can't fill in those flights anyways. It makes sense for some people, it doesn't make sense for everybody. I live in LA, so like it makes sense for me because I can go anywhere and LAX is like an international thing. And I'm all like, nah, this has too good to be true. So they're like different plans that they had. They had like the annual one that's on sale right now, and then they had like quarter ones, and then they have a monthly one. I'm all like, all right, let me try this thing because one, I don't want to be spending like 300 bucks on an annual plan that I may use every now and then. Or and then so I'll rather pay 100 bucks now, see if this flight thing even makes sense because a lot of people have issues with like it not working with their schedule, not being able to come back, not getting flights. And my like flexibility of schedule is like what allows me to do this. And I'm like, all right, like maybe this plan is for me because one, I also don't plan my trips out. Two, I make last minute plans, and last minute plans are the best plans. So that being the case, today's video is about the Frontier Pass and what it really is about. Like, is this really true? Is this really going ahead and give you the discount that you really want? And what's it like actually traveling on the Frontier Pass? And for today's video, we're just gonna go ahead and go from LAX all the way to Portland because why not? I've never been to Portland. I've always wanted to travel all of the United States, all of the states in general. So this is gonna be like one of the ways that I can easily knock out these states is with this pass. So if this pass works, dude, in 2026, Chris is just gonna be going every week, like almost every other weekend, like to a whole other state and try to figure out a way that I can take my work with me. So I can do all of this stuff. So in the beginning, pretty much like I'm buying the ticket right now. So I'm buying the ticket because it's like Friday and there's like very few flights that I'm like seeing, which is like one of the first issues that I'm having with this thing is like I bought it like 2 days ago and I was like looking at flights and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't find these flights and like it's so hard. And then there's a flight that leaves on Saturday and there's only one flight that can get me there because a lot of them are like layovers and like you won't get there until like a day after and stuff like that. Okay, what's it like even signing up for a flight? Because I know you can go on there and like go on the little website and then like look at different flights. Like, okay, so one of the things you need to know is like this is only a one-way thing. Like you can only go there one way. So you have to get your tickets 24 hours before you leave. It can probably give you like 2 days. Like today's Friday, the next flight that I'm leaving is on Saturday, and that's where you get the discount. And the discount did come out to $16. So I just bought my entire ticket to Portland and it cost me 16 bucks. So all in right now, I'm at like at 116 bucks for this whole entire pass thing, right? If I would have left like last minute right now, like I would have been paying like 400 bucks. So I personally think that it's already a savings for me because I'm a last minute planner altogether. So it's working out so far for me. Now, one of the issues that I had with like buying this ticket is the fact that, dude, there's not that many flights that go out to like certain cities. So like if you live in the city where like, hey, you're gonna have issues like getting there or like even coming back because your like airport is so freaking small. Like all these little states, like I probably don't even know myself, like Kansas, Illinois. I don't even know half of these states in the whole United States. It is what it is. You guys are nobody. Anyways, LA is a big city, so I have no trouble like leaving and coming back because there's always planes leaving and coming back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is nothing. But Portland is a little small airport. Like, who the hell goes to Portland, dude? I don't know anything in Portland. Uh, I didn't even know there was other cities in Oregon besides Portland. So it's gonna be interesting to go to Portland and kind of see all these things play out. But getting the flight was very, very, very like I wouldn't say hard, but very like I guess people call it an anxiety type of like feeling because one, if I would have left today, there was only one flight that was left, and that was at like night, but I wouldn't even get there until like 10:30 p.m. the Saturday. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. But there was a better flight on Saturday that leaves in the morning, and I can get there by 12:30, and that's like perfect. The problem that I've noticed, because you do have to kind of see like, okay, if I leave now, when am I planning on leaving? And is there flights that are leaving that day with this pass? Or else you're gonna have to pay for regular ticket passes. So looking at the flights of when I can come back, the only flights Sundays I can't come back at all. Like I can't come back. So I would have to come back on Monday or pay for a regular pass, a regular flight on Sunday, which I'm like it defeats the purpose because then it's gonna be jacked up on price, right? So am I better off like just staying there until Monday until my pass works, which I think is gonna be the move. So I just had to pay for like another day of hotel, which kind of makes sense for me altogether. And I'm like, all right, cool, like let's do that. So like I'll just stay Saturday, Sunday, and then come back on Monday because I think the plane tickets are gonna be cheap. So one of the things is when you check on the thing, it'll tell you like a whole different price. Like before I bought the Saturday ticket and it was like Wednesday or Thursday, it said that the ticket was gonna cost me like 69 bucks. And I checked this morning and it was $16. And that's exactly how much I paid was $16 for this ticket to Portland. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So you have to literally buy this thing within the next 24 hours or it's not gonna make sense and you're not gonna get the discount.
Fuck, it's like 7:03 a.m. and like I just got a notification from Frontier saying that my flight got delayed an extra 2 hours. I'm like sleep deprived because like my roommate freaking ruined my whole entire night last night. So another thing that I just noticed, right, is like this was gonna happen. Like I had a feeling this Frontier thing was gonna happen where like my flight was gonna get delayed for some weird reason. And I'm like, why? I think it's because of the cloudiness. But honestly, I think it's really like we're up early 7:04. It's supposed to be cloudy here in Orange County, but I'm upset because like my whole entire flight got delayed. But I'm also not upset because like I told you, I have this decency of like losing my flights. So I'm actually on time right now. I think this is the earliest I've ever even got to the airport, so 3 hours early. Um, I ended up changing the bag that they required, so I'm like also praying that they also don't mention anything about my bag because I'm not trying to pay no bag checkout prices because you guys saw they try to upsell you on everything, and I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to fly for like 16 bucks, not that much. Um, so I'm hoping they don't make the whole big deal of the checkout bag, but like I said, this is it. Like, let's see how this Frontier thing really works. Because if it does work and I like it, I'm probably gonna buy the annual pass, and you're probably gonna see me in Mexico like every other 2 weeks. Cause like $16, dude, that is a steal. That is a steal. So remember how they freaking switched my flights and stuff? So I'm like a little lost. I didn't know LAX had like this little bus that kind of takes you to a whole nother like gate and stuff. So like I had to go ahead and freaking take a bus to the other side. And I don't know if the whole entire thing was because the flight got delayed, because if the flight got delayed, then I get it, like, cool, transfer me over to another gate. Is it because they do like last minute flights and these are all the flights that nobody wants? Because honestly, it's a Saturday, and maybe it's just because I'm taking a random trip that no one's here at the airport, but is it most people just don't travel early in the morning and on Saturday? Then again, it's already like 12 o'clock, I think, so I don't know, but I need to find my flight because, dude, I told you guys, I lose a bunch of flights. And I'm surprised I didn't lose this flight. I was on top of it, but I just messed up already. Where basically, one of the things that I noticed is if I am doing these last minute flights, then how am I gonna go ahead and like know what hotel I'm gonna stay at, or if I'm gonna even be able to get a hotel, because I don't even know what time I'm gonna get there, if I'm gonna be able to get there, and that's based on delay. So like, first trip up, there's already a delay. I don't know. All right, so far so good. I think plane's gonna land on time. I think I'm gonna get a seat. So that's kind of like good. The whole like 24-hour thing. As long as I leave 24 hours, $16 is not that bad. But one of the things that I noticed was like getting a hotel, right? Because like technically I'm always like planning late, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get on the flight, especially land on the time that I'm supposed to land on. Because there were some flights that would make you get there until like the following day. So I think you have to go ahead and actually like book your flight like right where you're at the airport, really, or at least I have to book my flight where I'm at the airport. And my dumbass always does some dumb shit where like I was supposed to book a hotel somewhere like near downtown Portland, but I actually booked that thing right next to the airport, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I just never been to Portland, so I don't know whether there's traffic like LA traffic, and if you're like at the airport and it's like 20 minutes away, that can be a really. So by doing all that, it's like, oh my god, like is it going to be really bad in regards of traffic going to downtown Portland, or am I going to be chilling? Like that's what I don't understand. But I'm so like over trying to do all that. But ChatGPT did help me out, so let's see how. And I didn't even listen to what it said, to be quite honest with you. But at least I made it on time. I don't think I'm missing my flight. I should be there on time, and everything's going on schedule. So far so good. I'm honestly really just scared of like coming back because one, I don't have the flight yet, and I have to book it within 24 hours. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let's see how that works, and if I can even come back home. Because if not, then I won't be back in like until Tuesday or Wednesday, and that's gonna be very interesting to see. I'm back by Monday. Monday would be like best case scenario, and if I had to like buy a regular ticket, then so be it. But so far, I personally think for myself, because I book last minute flights all the time, it's working for me so far.
Guys, for the next part, I arrived at Portland, but I do want to interrupt the video for just a little bit and apologize because I didn't notice this until I started editing the videos, but my DJI thing that I was using to like hold and record myself was making some type of weird noise. And I think it's also broken the little gimbal. So like it was just jumping all over the place on my face. So excuse the video quality, excuse the video, but this is the best I could possibly do for you and make the video as much as I possibly can. And stay to the end because that's when I give you guys a full recap of everything what went on. So enjoy.
Guys, I made it to Portland, even though I don't even know why or how I make these mistakes, bro. But like, it just always happens. Maybe because I'm not paying attention. Maybe because I'm always flying and I'm like with like 1 or 2 hours of sleep and stuff. So like, I don't know. But basically, I bought this like last minute like flight, right? We got this last minute hotel, and I get these hotels kind of confused sometimes because I didn't want to bougie out this time, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here for a couple days. Like, no need to like bougie out in a hotel. Like, I'm gonna explore the city. Quentin Inn, Holiday Inn. I don't know. I was like stuck in the airport because I didn't know how to get out. And then I found out how to get out. And then I walked out. And then I was like, huh, I bought the wrong hotel because like I was trying to buy the hotel in like downtown Portland, but like I screwed up and I had already paid for it. And you can't cancel it. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just going to Uber it. And it's like 20 minutes away. Anyways, so I'm like, all right, like I'm like walking, and then I see like all these shuttles, and I'm like, oh shit, there's like free shuttles. I checked my website of the hotel that I got, and I was like, oh, they have a shuttle, or at least I think they had a shuttle to the place that I was gonna stay at, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I start looking at the logos, and I'm like, all right, like on the very last minute, I actually ended up buying a ticket to the Quentin Inn. So I mistakenly saw a bunch of people like going into this cabin. I'm like, oh shit, free shuttle. At least I can get out of the airport. And I'm thinking it's gonna leave me like at the end of the thing. I'll put a screenshot so you guys see how much I set myself up for failure. Not really, but now I got dropped off in the Holiday Inn. It's not my hotel. Gotta go to the Quentin Inn, and that's a whole like 45-minute walk. And I'm like, bro, I walk 45 minutes every single time. I could do this. And plus, like, I only got 5,000 steps. I need my extra steps. So I'm like, okay, and I can go vlog and see Oregon while I'm out here because, yeah, your boy hitched a ride, stole a cab, stole a shuttle, went to the wrong hotel. Now we're walking to the right hotel for a 45-minute walk. And honestly, dude, my first impressions of like Oregon is like super green over here, bro. Like, I don't know if it's just me or like, I think maybe because it freaking rains here like crazy from what I heard, but like it's really green. Feels like I'm in a forest. and I'm still by the airport. I haven't even gone to like the downtown part of it. So like this is very interesting for me. I'm like curious how the rest of it's gonna be. Look, this trail is like perfectly taking me over there. So I'm hoping like I don't have to do any extra stuff. So let's see. All right, we ended up getting tired, dude. So like I'm gonna take the scooter because we're not gonna walk that shit. I was walking for like 20 minutes, dude, and I'm over that shit. So we're just gonna go and like get there in like 5 minutes. Hopefully they don't freaking get me and say that I don't have a helmet. But honestly, it's like 5 minutes away with the scooter, so it's that shit. Guys, all right, finally I am back home. My return flight was actually $16, super smooth, super easy. Honestly, the whole entire trip, I had like worries in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, is this thing really gonna work? Is it really just $16 or is it gonna be way more? And just the flight in itself was super cheap, 16 bucks going, 16 bucks coming back. A lot of the other stuff that I decided to do, not so super cheap. And this is one of the things that you guys have to think about when you're doing this Frontier Pass, because honestly, I knew this was gonna happen before I even went, but I was like, whatever, it's gonna be a trip anyways to remember. So, final thoughts before we close out the video, because if you're trying to get your Go Wild Frontier Pass, you want to give these things a thought. So pros and cons. Honestly, if you're flexible, dude, go ahead. Like I'm the type of person to do last minute flights. I don't really book things in advance because if I can just put everything in my backpack, like I'm ready to go and like things are chilling. Um, the bad things with doing all this stuff, like it was still on the good things, right? Like the good things is the fact that yeah, it's $16. It's easy. I didn't really have anything like to complain about. Like besides the fact that my flight got delayed, like that was the only thing that was pretty upsetting. But besides that, like I noticed that one of the things is that depending on where you go, you might not gonna be able to get like the convenience, which is gonna be like the flight or the time that you want to leave, the time that you want to come back. Like say for example, my flight I left on a Saturday morning because that was the best flight, not a Friday night. Because there was a flight on Friday night that I wouldn't even have gotten there until like Saturday night instead of Saturday afternoon. And then there was no flights on Sunday, so I had to come back on Monday. And then Monday I got here in the middle of the day, which is like the worst time in traffic of LA, which is the time that nobody wants to arrive. So I get why it's cheap, and that's fine. Because if you're like me and you can be making your own schedule and you can get whatever time you want off, then by all means, go ahead and do it. Problem with this is that it's not for everybody. Like if you're not making last minute flights and you want to go ahead and plan something out for like a vacation or anything, like honestly, it's probably not going to be for you. These are the worst and most inconvenient flights of them all. Frontier, I don't know. I hear that they're kind of like a Spirit type of airline. I honestly, if I'm just making these quick little flights in the US, like I could care less. I'm not trying to ride all bougie and stuff like that. You know, we're not there yet. We haven't made it. So I'd rather take my convenience and like paying something way smaller than, you know, uh, having to go pay for like Delta and all this other stuff. So one of the things you do want to look out for is going to be the seats though. Like there, I don't know who created this whole entire sales process for Frontier, but they actually made some good amount of thoughts into building this whole entire program. Because tell me, when I'm like checking out, you got to be very careful on what you press and what you don't read, because when you're reading that thing is designed for you to get upsold. You will get upsold and your $16 ticket would end up costing you close to $100, and you're like, what happened? Make sure you read every little button because that thing will end up costing you more. Same thing you also have to consider is your hotels, because if your flight doesn't get there, you're gonna have to be buying flights last minute. And I haven't found any like hotel thing that you can pay on a monthly basis to make this thing like a combination, so you can have like a good combo. So I'm waiting for that. So make sure you guys get like your flights or like last minute flights, whatever it is that you have to do with your hotel. That's gonna be all last minute, so you might not be staying at the place that you want to stay. You might be paying a little bit more. I don't think hotels charge a little bit more. I didn't really look into it, but that's another thing that you have to look out for. Besides that, guys, like this thing is true. Like it's only 16 bucks. I liked it. I think it's pretty cool. I think I'm probably gonna pay for the annual pass next year, 300 bucks. I'll just start flying every single state that I can possibly fly and start knocking these things out. And if I could go to Mexico for like 30 bucks, bro, like that's pretty cool for me. So personally,
I think $16 is pretty wild. I'm willing to pay $16 for any flight, even though you also have to consider the fact that, okay, you're also going to be spending a lot of money while you're over there. So it's not like, okay, it's all super cheap. $16 is the flight cost, but you also have like hotels, which is another $200 if you're just staying 100 weekend, plus going to like restaurants and doing whatever it is that you want. Control your budget. Do whatever it is that you want to do, experience however it is that you want to experience. But just remember that also costs money. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't get to vlog while I was in Portland, dude. As you guys saw in one of the videos, I had to like apologize because the DJI thing that I was using was not like on point. So like I had to like stop recording because it just wasn't giving doing the job that it was supposed to be doing. And this is the best that I did and gave you the best amount of audio that I possibly can. So I am so sorry. So besides that, I guys you guys hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah.